Hello to my flamazing second grade artist. Welcome to Art with Miss P this week. This week's lesson I'm really excited about. It's going to be something very different than what we've done. I'm kind of on this nighttime theme, and I found this really cool book called Flashlight. There's no words, so there's no reading it. It's all artwork, and I posted 2 links to that book along with this lesson. So you really need to watch those videos before you do the lesson, so you will have an idea and an understanding of what we're going to do. Plus, the artwork in it is so amazing that you will get some great ideas as to how you're going to want to do it. So you're going to have to do a little bit of thinking ahead. It's called prior planning. Sometimes when artists think about artwork, they have to think ahead and make some plans before they do. This is one of those lessons where you're going to have to kind of think ahead and plan. So let me show you what it's going to be. So pretend if you've ever been on a camping trip, which I know some of you have. If you haven't, then maybe you've taken a walk through the woods at night with a flashlight, or maybe you've taken a walk on the beach at night with a flashlight. And you know everything's very dark, but wherever your flashlight beam shines, you can see the objects. So we're going to draw a picture of a little boy or a little girl, it's your choice, with a flashlight walking through the woods at night. So we're going to be drawing with a white crayon and a white color pencil onto a black piece of paper. However, where the flashlight beam is, and it can be wherever you want it in your picture, wherever your flashlight beam is, it's going to be color. So here's an example of the lesson this week. So here's my little girl. She's walking through the woods. We know it's the woods because we see all these trees in the background, and I've got some rocks down here and some weeds and some plants growing. And then I have this owl flying through the sky. Here's my owl, and she's holding a flashlight beam, shining it up to this tree. So this part of the tree that's in my flashlight beam, it's now color. It's now brown. And then this part of the owl that's in my flashlight beam is color. And this part of the plant that's in my flashlight beam, I have colored. The rest of the owl is that's not in the flashlight beam is white, as well as the tree. So you're going to get real creative with different patterns on your trees, so it looks like it has the texture of bark. And you're going to have to think about, what would you see in the woods at night? You can have lots of different animals in the woods. You can even have 2 people in your picture with 2 different flashlight beams if you want to. And you need to think about, where do you want your flashlight beam to go? Shining up in the trees, or down on the ground, or out across your landscape? So you got to do a little bit of thinking ahead. So if you want 2 people in your picture, where do you want them to be? Which direction do you want your person to be facing? Which way is your flashlight beam going to be going? And your flashlight beam can be as long as you want it to be. So if you take the time to look at the video or the book that I put up called Flashlight, you're going to see tons of different ideas and different artworks. There's some in there that's really, really cool. So I really want you to watch those videos before doing this artwork so you can get some ideas. So here's what you need so we can get started on this. You're going to need a black piece of paper. Black construction paper is perfect. This is what this is. A white crayon and a white color pencil. I find if you have both, they work great. But if you only have one or the other, that's fine. A white crayon and or a white color pencil. A piece of white paper, it doesn't have to be big, just a piece of white paper to make your flashlight beam. And then either your crayons or color pencils so you can color in where your flashlight beam is. You are going to need a pair of scissors and a glue stick. So grab those things, meet me over in my studio, and we'll get started on our flashlight picture. Okay, hello friends, and welcome to Art with Miss P. So this week's lesson is going to be something very different from what we've done in the past. We're actually going to be drawing in the reverse. So we're going to be using a white color pencil, white crayon, and we're going to draw onto our black paper. It's going to be like we're walking through the woods at night with a flashlight. So we're going to have one part of our paper illuminated by white paper to simulate our flashlight beam. So you are going to need some color pencils or crayons, whatever you have, to draw the color within your flashlight beam. All right, I hope you have taken the time to watch the read aloud book, even though it's not a read aloud because there's no words to it, but watch the video of the book called Flashlight that I posted with this lesson. That will give you lots and lots of ideas of things that you can do with this project. So if you haven't, do that first. It'll be a lot easier for you. So if you're ready to start, let's get your black paper, your white crayon, white color pencil. And the first thing you're going to do, guys, you want to turn your paper horizontal so that you've got plenty of space. Now, you should have already decided what kind of person you're going to have, which direction they're going to be facing, if you're going to have more than one, what kind of animals, which way your flashlight beam is going to go, so you know which way to draw the arm on your person. So all of that should have already been decided. So what you need to do now is just draw your person. Now, I drew one right here very quickly. So here's this person. It's a girl, and I colored her hair white, her shorts white, and the bottom of her boots. You do not want to color the entire thing white because it doesn't look right. You want some contrast. So if I colored my shorts white, I'm going to leave my shirt blank. If I did my shirt, then I would have left my shorts blank. So think about that. I'm going to have the flashlight beam go this direction, like she's going to shine it up into the trees. So here's how you do your flashlight beam. So get your person drawn first with a hand and a flashlight. The second step is to do your flashlight beam. You don't need to do anything in the background yet till we get your flashlight beam done. Here's how you do your beam. You've got your white paper. So you just need to take your white paper, put it on the edge right here, put a little mark right here and a little mark right here, and then draw your flashlight beam. As your flashlight beam moves away from you, it gets wider. And then you need to decide how long you want it to be, and then end it with a curved line like that. Then you will get your scissors and you will cut out this flashlight beam along the lines that you just drew. And then cut it out, get your glue stick, and then put glue on it. Put glue on the side where your pencil marks are, so that's glued down. And glue it down. Line it up right here and glue it down. Now you've got your person and your flashlight beam. Then you start building your background. So if you look at this example right here that I drew, you will see I drew my person first. I glued my white paper down for my flashlight beam. Then I started building the background. So I've got trees. So you just need to decide what kind of trees, how many different trees, where they're going to go. Are you going to have other animals? I've got a little rabbit right here in the grass. I've got some weeds. I got a rock. I put some swirl patterns on this tree for pattern of the bark. I put lines on this tree. If you look at the book Flashlight, the video that I posted, you're going to see tons of ideas for different patterns that you can do for these trees. So get your background drawn over what you want. You can have a tent back there. You can have a tree house. It can be water. It can be whatever. This is your scene. You design it like you want it. Get all this done in white. Now, as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of coloring, but I do have a lot of lines on my trees for pattern. I've got my horizon line right here. So we know that there's grass back here. I've got trees way back here in the background. Maybe you want to put a moon back here. Maybe you want to put some stars back here. It's totally your choice. But you want to make everything look like it's grounded. So you don't want anything randomly floating in your sky, guys. So think about your horizon line, where your grass or your ground meets the sky. Have some stars, have some moons, have a tent, have whatever you want in the background. Maybe you want some mountains in the background. Think about what's going to be inside your flashlight beam. What kind of animal are you going to see? What kind of scene are you going to see in the flashlight beam? Maybe your owl is sitting in a tree. Maybe you're shining up looking at a tree house. I don't know. Maybe your flashlight beam is shining down to the ground. You decide. So step one again is get your person drawn, get your flashlight beam on. Remember, your flashlight beam can be as long as you want it to be, whatever direction. Then after you do that, build your background like this right here. All right, friends, so I hope you have fun with this new way of drawing.